Okay, so our batteries are dead and we're running the engine now just to keep them alive, so we're gonna have to make an emergency stop at a marina tomorrow just to plug into shore power to try and save them, and I'm not happy about it. So we have decided that our tender propulsion is from now on, or yeah, I guess from now on.
Evermore.
Is from now on. Well, it's not forever because we might go back to from here forward. Our so we have made.
Are you okay?
No. So we have made the decision. So we've made the decision. Right. So we've made the decision to go electric, and that is for our tender. So we will be propelled by electric power, battery power. Yeah.
Woo.
Fancy stuff. So after months of grueling research, we have found something that we think, one, is affordable. It's not cheap, but it is affordable compared to some electric motors on the market, and we think that is a really good company that are selling these, so we're going to plug them a little bit as well. For us, it's more about sustainability, and it's more about lessening the amount of flammable liquid we have to carry around on the boat. We've got solar panels, and so we can charge the batteries in this, so we think it's a good move for us, at least for shorter distances and shorter trips. What else? Yeah, lightweight, compact, but also powerful, and powerful enough to get you from A to B. For us, kicker, first impressions are, what an awesome little carry case. It can go on your back and wherever you're going as well. It's only 4.7 kilograms in weight, which is ridiculous for something with the battery contained in it. You can go ashore, you could take your laptop, you could work for the day, take this off your tender, take it into the nearest cafe, wherever you're going, charge it while you're there, put it back on your boat, and off you go again. So a really cool sort of idea, and actually then a safety feature. You're not leaving your expensive electric outboard sitting on the dock or sitting at the beach. Battery life, apparently you've got 2.5 hours of runtime, but I think that is on the lowest speed setting. You know, the higher you go, then the less battery will be. I think on the full speed flat out, you've probably only got something like 20 to 30 minutes. Nice little display and readout there. Tiller attachment there, and the tiller arm. You got a kill cord there, which is great. Then this is the little controller. So forward. Oh, it's on. In here you've got the battery charger, so that then obviously will go into mains 240 volt, and we'll run that off the inverter. Apparently it did say it came with spare blades, little spare blade as well, which is cool. Not bad. Also in the box, which is an added extra, this. So it's a 12 volt adapter and charger, which is amazing. I think all that remains is for us to have a little test. All set and ready to go.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to try this out.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's as good as it looks and as good as it was at the boat show. Yeah, it looks awesome. So we've pumped the tender up ready. Just going to go and get the thrust-me kicker.
Yeah, let's go then.
Show you what it's all about. It's the glamorous side of YouTube you don't see. Us just struggling to get the boat off. Wait, don't let us go just yet though. Jeez.
Let us go.
Just wait. Oh shit, we haven't got the oars.
Oh.
We got full trust in this thrust me thing. Pass me this end if you want. Hang on.
Alright then. Alright. Oh, yeah.
Let us loose then. Alright.
Push us up. Where you drift? Imagine if we went without the oars, that would be so funny. Bye, Indy.
Okay, so our batteries are dead and we're running the engine now just to keep them alive, so we're gonna have to make an emergency stop at a marina tomorrow just to plug into shore power to try and save them, and I'm not happy about it. So yeah, I'm running this for an hour or so now, so that's all we can really do tonight because it's late. But that's probably given us about 10% of charge. I don't want to keep it on for too long and be a bit antisocial. Silence on the river again. Everything on the panel has been switched off. We need to keep our mast headlight on because we're on anchor. The battery monitor, I think, is the issue. It says 100% there. Volts, it's got an aux one there, which is 13.37 because we've just come off of the engine, charging it, and it's got a main, which is the same. One of these is, we think, the engine battery, and one of these is the house bank, but we think potentially whoever's installed it's got it the wrong way around, so this 100% actually isn't what is going on with the batteries, because this said 96% earlier and the inverter tripped because of a low voltage. Looked at the battery monitor there and the voltage was saying on the voltage on the aux one said, sorry, hang on. Yeah, then the voltage on the aux one said like 10.7 volts, which means it's a dead battery. But it still said 96% on the panel. So we've been looking at that the whole time thinking, oh, well, solar's keeping up with our, charging of everything and keeping up with the inverter. We've been looking at the wrong thing the whole time, potentially, where it's maybe been wired wrong, or I don't know, but we need to fault find. But we've just figured it out this evening, and it's late and our batteries were on 10.7 volts when I went and just tested them then with a meter. And so we put the engine on just to put something in them for tonight, and we'll put the engine back on first thing tomorrow morning. And I think we're going to a marina to fully charge them before it's too late, or before we lose the batteries, because if you deep cycle them that much they don't like it, so they might be dead forever. Yeah. Right, it is the next day and we've got some developments. Yeah, I didn't really explain everything too well last night, but since we've been up the river here, our inverter's on to charge a Starlink up, to charge our laptops. We're also charging our electric outboard from that, and also then our Everspatcher diesel heater takes a lot of charge to start that up. we've been just watching our battery monitor over here, and it's been saying that we've got 100% batteries, but things like the air dispatcher have been tripping. Effectively, that's because of a low voltage reading. The inverter then, so what the catalyst was for us to find out what's happened is, it was a cloudy day, so we weren't getting much solar input. In the morning, the air dispatcher had tripped, so I was like, oh well, obviously then we've got low voltage, so there's not enough power for that. It got to the night time, obviously then the solar wasn't working because it's dark, and I just plugged in my laptop to do a bit of editing, and it tripped the inverter, so it came up with a low voltage warning. And I just and the reading off of the monitor just here said 96%. So I thought, well, we can't just have like 4% of our battery usage out of the capacity of the batteries, which is about 310 amp hour batteries. Then I messaged our good friend Guy to ask him what he thought. I flicked over on the panel, you can check the voltage outputs on there. One of them said 12.7 volts, the other bank said 10.7. I will admit that I had no idea what that meant, because one thing that I will put my hands up to is not knowing anything about boat electrics yet. I messaged that to Guy and said, yeah, it's saying 10.7, which is obviously doesn't sound good because it's below the 12, you know, whatever. And Guy was said, your batteries are completely flat. Your batteries are gone, they're dead, and potentially you run the risk that they will never be revived because they're AGM lead acid, and you can't deep cycle lead acid batteries. You can't bring them down like you can with lithium. There's the benefits of lithium. He sent me a little chart that shows you them voltage versus percentage charge of batteries, and then the penny dropped for me that we were in big trouble and we were potentially about to lose our whole battery bank, and potentially already have lost it because we're not sure if they can be revived fully and what their capacity will now be, having been discharged so violently. So yeah, so that's the state of play. But this morning I messaged our friend Alex from the boat Sharifa, and he's in the river up here with us. He said, well look, I've got a generator, I can pop that round, because we were about to go back to a marina, plug into the shore power just to see if we could revive the batteries in time before they were a total loss. Alex was like, well, I've got a generator, I can bring that over to you this morning. Yeah, so he came over, and if you can hear in the background, up there is the little yellow generator. We're potentially then avoiding having to pay for a marina for the night because of Alex, so thanks very much for that. So next steps is we will go back to a marina probably tomorrow now, because really we want to plug into shore power, make sure that the batteries are 100%. Clearly there's a fault, or the battery monitor's reading the wrong battery bank, or it's been wired the wrong way or something like that, because it's clearly not showing the real percentage. So we need to charge it up fully with the shore power, and then do maybe a discharge to about 50%, for example. Check what the amp hours are saying, see how long that took, see what the voltage is saying at that point, and then understand whether our batteries are kaput or whether they can be saved and we've just used too much without being able to monitor them correctly because of that being wired incorrectly. So hoping that we can save the battery bank, and hoping it is just something that's been wired the wrong way. What's happening, Lauren?
We are going over to our friend Alex, who's on Sharifa, for a nice little barbecue, as it's a lovely sunny day.
It is.
So I just wanted to make something because I don't like going over empty-handed.
Going empty-handed.
Yeah, so it's making a little orzo with wild garlic pesto and some fried of courgettes and some tundra tomatoes.
Perfect. It's just a big cruiser going past.
Yeah, they go by so close.
Yeah, they do.
Get out of our space.
Do so.
There's a whole river to go through. They've got to come past us, you know?
This is exactly right.
People are trying to chill out.
You gotta just hold your ground with these things.
I do. Trust me, I do.
Can't get taken advantage of.
I don't. I tell them. I go, hey.
Get out of our anchorage.
And then I go,
yeah.
I'm just kidding. I would
Yes,
never
so
do that.
bad.
No, I would never do
It's
that.
so bad.
Anyways, this is what I made. Yeah. So Alex brought us over some oh, excuse me, wild garlic the other day. So I made a wild garlic pesto. Chucked it in this jar and then stew up in here now.
Fantastic.
With some lemon and some salt and pepper. Which would be so tasty.
I think it will be. So while Lauren has been cooking wonderful treats, I have been trying to get to the bottom of our battery issues, our battery monitoring issues. Obviously, I spoke to Guy, and Guy has walked me through checking cables, checking where they go, making sure we know what's plugged in where, if it's plugged in right. You're so loud over there. The cheek of it, cooking us food and everything, making all this noise.
Sorry.
We found an issue, which is good because now we fixed that issue. Guy's fears were that something had been wired the wrong way, and it had been, so I'll show you that now. So yeah, under here is where things happen. This is where the shunt is and other things that I don't really know what they are. On the shunt, you've got two little red cables here. There's two of these and they go up to this battery combiner. One side has the domestic battery and the other side has the engine battery. These two have been put the wrong way around and now they're not. The 100% there was connecting to the engine battery and not the house bank, not the domestic side. So without looking at changing this and looking at the volts, which I guess we should have been doing, and if I'd known a little bit more about what I was looking at, I would have been doing. These were the wrong way around, so that's the main one, that's the auxiliary, effectively that's now the engine battery, and this is the domestic. It was the other way around, so we couldn't see this, and now it's set right so we can keep an eye on it. We still need to do a discharge test or capacity test because it is probable that the batteries are still kaput because of how deep we discharged them accidentally. And we don't really know the health of the batteries before. We think they were actually new, or at least only about a year old when we got the boat, but it doesn't matter. You can have brand new batteries and deep cycle them once and they're ruined. So, well, we could turn the solar off and do a deep cycle test now, but as Lauren said, we're about to go to a barbecue. So we're not going to do that now, but it's fine now because we've got solar and it's working and the batteries are topped up fully. It's just how much we can use those batteries, as in how much percentage is left in those batteries. So yeah, it's actually been a real learning curve for me because electric is something I just steer away from. I've not done anything with it before. As I say, it was all installed before we got the boat. Nice new Victron stuff, and yeah, it was like great. I don't have to worry about that. Learned how to rebuild an engine since then and things, but actually never had to get the tools out on the electric side. So not that I've actually done that now, but just the theory of it alone I've got into now and understand way more than I did before. So that's a huge positive and a huge step forward for me. If the batteries are kaput, then obviously that's not great. Maybe it'll give us the push to think about a lithium battery setup. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Let us know. We'll see tomorrow. We'll do a little capacity test and we'll get into the numbers. We're also going to get into the saw zone as well. So. Hello. Right, go on. Let's show you some barbecue first.